as we want to go to the great H.J. Russell, premier builder. And I want them to talk about the amphitheater because what they put the project together and best in class, and nobody could quite do it like H.J. Russell. Take it away, Kurt.
Thank you very much, Mayor Pro Tem Alexander. Good evening, everybody. I'm going to share my screen here. And I'm going to run a video. Can y'all see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is a video taken earlier this afternoon, basically showing the overview of the amphitheater grounds, the complex itself, showing all of the planted landscape. The grass is greening up nicely inside of the terrace lawn seating area. Down here along the front of the through Plaza roadway, lots of nice seasonal planters have actually been stationed. All of those have irrigation heads so that all of the seasonal plantings will survive our very hot summers. All of the trees and planting areas up here also are also irrigated. You can see the front of the amphitheater over here to the right hand side, out in front of the east concessions and main restroom area, have plenty of ADA parking for quick, easy access into the amphitheater. We're going to fly on around here. You'll get some more views of the VIP seating areas, the plaza pavers, the catwalk that leads from the upper level of the plaza area over to the terrace seating on top of the green room. You can see a lot of the landscaping is in around the backside of the site, as well as the fencing. We're still working on the catwalk, and we still have a little bit of landscaping that we have to tie in under there. All of the 1,800 seats down inside of the fixed seating area are installed. All of the swivel and mesh back chairs and drink rails are all installed up inside of the VIP areas, as well as the cedar beam separation walls from VIP booth to VIP booth. This is an overview of the 3 pond features that you spoke about. What you're looking at here are 3 separate areas that are all connected by a roadway and a through plaza. These will be the parking spaces and through roadways. There will be a retaining wall along East Atlanta Road to handle the grade transition for the parking lot to the existing roadway. We'll also have a series of winding retaining walls coming through this area here where we're currently excavating for the storm pipe. There will be an overlook area looking down into pond number 1, which will also have a LED lighted water feature. That'll be a nice element. And around this green area here that you're taking a look at, there will be a lot of very nice plantings, sidewalk pathways. And then the third pond down at the bottom is basically an overflow. So you're looking directly down on the weir structure there. This is our progress on the excavation for the retaining wall. These won't be very desolate areas. There will be islands inside of the parking area. There's also a very nice landscape package and lighting package. The lighting package is being installed by Georgia Power. We will actually be installing all of the landscape plantings around the park area, as well as throughout the parking lot areas. There's a lot of good variety trees that will offer shade for anybody who wants to come on out and park and visit the park, or potentially tailgate prior to any sort of activities that will be going on at the amphitheater. So this is an overall view from the VIP area, looking down at the terrace lawn seating. So we have some nice grass that'll be greening up. Folks can come on out and spread a blanket out or bring out chairs. Of course, there's the fixed seating down below. At the very bottom level, there would be reserved table seating, almost kind of like a Chastain area for folks to gather and enjoy the show. Since this is a west-facing structure, you get some very dramatic sunset lighting coming through this area, and it nicely lights up the edge of the stage. I think it looks very good in the evenings, especially with the theatrical lighting that's been installed on the property. That's a ground level view of the will call building, where you might walk up and either purchase tickets or actually get your tickets on a show day. That's the East concessions. That's the main restroom on the plaza area. And that's the West concessions. I do want to point out that the overall plaza area back behind the VIP booths here is vehicular traffic rated, so that food trucks or vendor trucks could actually be pulled into that area, so that there could be food sales for different types of events. And this is basically just an overall view of an individual VIP booth with its lower drink rail, swivel seats, and then the higher drink rail and seats that are set up in the middle there. We actually find ourselves late in the afternoons hiding out underneath the canopies there. They actually offer a good amount of shade, so that as we're sending out some of our emails or contacting folks, it's a good place to set up and work. This is the interior view, completed interior view of the catering area that the artist would assemble in prior to a show. It's a really great interior space that TSW designed, a very colorful, energetic area. These are the makeup mirrors that the artists will actually have the opportunity to sit at and put their makeup on prior to the shows. This is an overall view of the band rooms, where the acts would have a opportunity to gather together prior to the actual show. This is just a general view of one of the public restroom spaces, of the tile work inside there, the countertops. Again, just an overall view. There we go, standard toilet. There we go. Back of house plumbing chase for ease of maintenance and work for anybody that has to come in and work on any of the systems. This is an overall view of the kitchen line, prep line. This actually duplicates twice on the property, once in the East concessions and once over at the West. This is the front service line, where the overhead coiling doors could be opened up and guests would be on one side and workers on the other, serving drinks, food, popcorn, hot dogs. Back of house storage spaces and prep sinks. Again, just more storage. Storage inside of the will call area for tables and chairs. Just another back of house restroom area. This is one of the offices inside of the will call building. So it actually has a view out to the actual amphitheater out of its back windows. Just a typical IT closet for the internet services out here. And we're wrapping up with just a overall view of the amphitheater and its seating.
All right, thank you so much, Kirk, for that excellent presentation. Mr. Knighton, talk about the WiMAX coverage for downtown where we should be able to have pretty much the whole area covered once the amphitheater is up, where Wi-Fi will be available.
Yes, we certainly hope to have this, as you mentioned, as a top-rate first-class event center. Obviously, understanding the needs in this technological age of people to be connected and stay connected even while they are engaged in events in the downtown area. So we certainly hope to have everybody connected as well. So as they enjoy some of the offerings at the amphitheater in the downtown area, they can stay connected as well. Did want to mention one thing I think was mentioned perhaps in one of the comments about rideshare opportunities there in a rideshare drop off that will be over at Municipal Court for people who attend the events at the amphitheater. And they will be able to utilize that space, which is just a few steps away from the entrances of the amphitheater for rideshare opportunities as well. So we look forward to the amphitheater opening very soon and for people to come down and enjoy this facility. You will not be disappointed. This will be, as Mayor Pro Tem Alexander said, first in class, best in class facility for all of the south side of Atlanta and for the entire metro Atlanta region.
As Craig, you got your hand raised?
I'm sorry about that, Mayor Pro Tem. I clicked that button by mistake.
I do that all the time. So we will go ahead. And I certainly want to make sure that we give credit where credit is due. My colleague, Councilman Alfonso Thomas, was inspirational in making sure that we got that Uber and Lyft component. Councilman Thomas, talk about that for a little bit, where you just, because we needed to do it right now, and you brought that to the table.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. As we all know, traffic situation here in Henry County as well in Stockbridge, and for a lot of, I would say, concert goers that may live within a 5-mile radius, and even though, we tried to provide as much parking as we could, but we know that there are some folks that probably would, not want to drive. We want to be able to use, some other methods of transportation. So it was very important for us to be able to set aside space for that entity. And I think it's well that we are able to, get as many cars off the road as possible in that vein. But, being able to provide service for all of our citizens, so that would not be any excuses for them not being able to come. We're trying to take away that concern about gridlock, not enough parking spaces. So I think that, and a lot of us, use these methods of transportation anyway. So it was just incumbent upon us to make sure that we provide these services for all of our party goers, and as well as any other, activities that we're having in the downtown area, especially looking at the future, because we're looking at this amphitheater and the Caramel Hamburg facility and, businesses on Burke Street and King as a walk-in playground, if you will. So these type of services are going to be very important, going forward.
Absolutely. Thank you, Councilman Thomas, because Councilman Thomas always brings something to the table in every encounter and conversation that I have with him. I certainly appreciate his expertise on this. We had a question that came across about the sound in the amphitheater. Let me make sure. Question concerning the sound from concert in the amphitheaters that came off of Facebook. Mr. Knighton or Kirk, whoever can handle that one.
I could perhaps speak to that, and perhaps Kirk can amplify it, but no pun intended. But the way the amphitheater is configured, most of the sound will be going out toward City Hall, out toward East Atlanta, and of course we have that large open field out there, and so most of the sound that will be generated will be going in that direction, away from any homes or residences. Again, this is a state-of-the-art amphitheater, and obviously the sound and amplification is part of enjoying a live concert, but it's also configured in a way to minimize any specific disruption to any residential properties. In addition to that, of course, we've talked about having a buffer along the homes that front Bryant Street that would include a large vegetated buffer that will also provide a level of soundproofing, if you will, so as not to disrupt any of those residences. And of course, most events of this nature would take place on likely a Saturday evening and would, I would imagine, would have certain parameters in terms of time as well, but that would minimize any, sound issue toward any residential properties. And so we look forward to having an amphitheater that everyone can enjoy, but certainly not be an impediment to anyone enjoying their standard quality of life.
I was gonna do Q&A at the end, but we're running a little long. I got another question for you real quick. Now, talk about a couple of the traffic was another question that was asked, and we'll knock out some of these now. In terms of the traffic improvement, like the turn lane being added to East Atlanta Road, could you talk about those real quick?
Sure. Obviously, one of the main things with any venue such as this is successfully allowing people to enter and then egress to leave the venue in a rapid fashion, in a safe fashion. Very, very soon, matter of fact, in just a week, probably 2 weeks or so, we'll be putting out RFP for construction improvements on East Atlanta Road and Lee Street. There will be a full right turn lane on East Atlanta Road all the way back down to Love Street. As many people know, at certain times of the day, traffic can get backed up there, but a full right turn lane will alleviate much of that situation. And then enhancements along Lee Street with a full intersection reconfiguration of North Lee and South Lee Street, and also the movement of a traffic signal there that would be a great benefit for that intersection and would allow traffic to flow more freely and easily during any part of the day, and certainly during amphitheater events. In addition to that, of course, for these events, we'll have a law enforcement there to ensure that people are safe, but also to be able to get in and out in a fashion that is safe and expeditious. And so there are a number of things that we'll put in place to make sure that people have a full and enjoyable experience at the amphitheater.
Okay. Thank you so much for that explanation. Next, we're gonna go on to Kirk. Thank you for that excellent presentation. And one other question before we go: how long do we think before we will be at 100% on the amphitheater portion?
We're looking at middle of June to early July.
Okay.
Just keep praying for some good dry weather, and we ought to be able to hit those dates.
Absolutely. We're ready to hit the stage.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. I certainly appreciate that. And next